Hi, it's Dr. D, and today I am interviewing James, an elementary physical education teacher. And I want to talk to James about the phrase developmentally appropriate as it applies to competition. James works with a wide range of ages and he sees development over the course of a lot of years, a lot of changes happen. So, James, what do you do to introduce competition to kindergartners?
Um, I would, I don't, I actually do. It's not a, like maybe I would. The way I introduce it is by putting them in environments where the activity they're doing doesn't necessarily have a clear cut winner and loser, meaning as a team or as an individual. So you could be doing a game like Everybody Is It Tag. Everybody is a tagger and it's a freeze tag game. So when you get tagged, you sit, you're frozen. Everybody also is a saver. So anyone else there can come and help you get back in the game by giving you two hands, helping you up. So there's a mild sense of competition there, but it's the intensity is much lower.
So I really like that idea. So you're starting to help them understand the idea of competition at a very low level of intensity. And so they can begin the process of how to regulate disappointment. And it's not too much disappointment. It's just like, oh, I got frozen, but I can be saved. So while they're learning about winning and losing, it's not overwhelming for them emotionally. And so they start to develop the skill of dealing with not winning without it being overwhelming. So, how does that change, would you say, as you get closer to, say, fifth grade? How do you see that changing? And how does that change how you approach the students regarding competition?
Huh. Well, kindergarten to fifth is a gigantic jump. So you probably want to look closer at like kindergarten to second. And so in second grade, you are introducing them now to um, activities that still have that kind of everyone's involved feel, lower intensity, but there is a more definitive win and loss. So rock paper scissor warm up. There are let's say four corners in the gym, so they all are gathered together at one corner. Here's how you play rock paper scissor. Right? They all know how to do it now. Anybody have questions? Okay. Every time you win a match of rock paper scissors, you go to the next cone. You can run there, walk there, jump there, leap there, skip there, gallop there. When you get there, you wait for an opponent. You're stuck there until you win another match. So they're kind of hanging with friends, socializing, skipping and galloping, but they are definitely winning or losing a match. Um, and then that can be modified in all kinds of ways. And by the time you hit third grade, you're clearly looking at grouping kids together in teams, if you're not doing that already, because I can't imagine a community where there's a public school where there aren't like sports going on outside of school for the students. So by third, you could have students who've been in sports for a while at that point. So
Mhm.
you've got to just kind of be like, okay, we're doing soccer, or things that they know and that are clearly competitive. But for second grade, you're kind of getting them there, and then that leap from like second to fifth is more about the introduction of teamwork. How does it work? What is the value of it? Sportsmanship probably is threaded throughout this entire unraveling of competition, and then strategy. Your fifth graders and third graders will not strategize in the same way or on the same level because there's a kind of a collective learning that has taken place by fifth grade where they're instantaneously applying strategy to the game. Whereas in third grade, they're still trial and error when it comes to some of that stuff, with the exception of a few kids, probably.
So, a lot of things are happening developmentally from kindergarten to fifth grade. And what I like about it as a psychologist is that it does really teach children how to regulate feelings, because so many feelings happen when you're engaged in competition. And the way you're introducing it by thinking of it in terms of what's developmentally appropriate is you help them build those skills in a way that's not overwhelming. And that's one of the keys to teaching kids how to regulate themselves. It's giving them little challenges that are appropriate for their age. So by the time they hit fifth grade, they have all these great skills of how to engage with competition, like you were talking about, strategizing, working together as a team, handling when you don't win the game, handling that kind of disappointment, how to put your best effort forward. So, is there anything you would add to that in terms of what can be gained by this developmental approach and helping children grow their skills in this way?
I mean, if you teaching physical education for like K through, some people might only be teaching it from like K to 2. I have the opportunity of teaching it like K to 8 right now. It's kind of a petri dish that you're watching and observing of growth. And if you teach it in this way, where you're slowly upping the intensity while giving more tools, you will find that the kids that initially were like, listen, sports not my thing and it's never going to be my thing, in fifth grade, they'll be saying things like, I found my sport. I like golfing. My dad took me to the range. I really enjoyed it. I joined a team. I'm doing well. And as opposed to, the way it was when we were in school, which was just kind of like you throw the kid into the pool and see if he would swim. So the kids that couldn't swim just were like, okay, so I'm never playing sports and I don't want to do anything competitive ever. You'll actually see the kids um, that are less prone to want to really get involved in competition. And you'll see that they have the tools, so they will actually seek out the competition that suits them.
Oh, so by doing it over a gradual period of time with the idea of what's developmentally appropriate, it helps kids that would normally be intimidated by competition feel a lot more comfortable with it and more able to handle it. So they actually can enjoy sports in a different way.
Yeah, or even other forms of competition, right? Because chess is a competition.
Right, yes.
If you're involved at your ballet school for a number of years, you might be a competitive dancer.
Hmm.
In the school district I teach, karate would definitely be involved. Gymnastics would definitely be involved. So you've then, I mean, K to fifth grade, you've introduced them to maybe hundreds of different games and activities by the time they're done fifth grade. So that is just a norm for them, that there is something out there for me, and there's lots of things I don't like, and I'm going to find the things I do like because I enjoy movement, I enjoy staying in shape, I enjoy taking care of myself. And the competition then is just a part of it and not a focal point that's overriding someone's senses.
Well, thank you, James, for allowing me to interview you on this topic. That was very helpful. And if you enjoyed this interview, like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Thank you.